asked me to arrange a speaker, I thought, well, we should do something a little different. Because at Glengay, we tend to do things just a little differently. So, bear with us. It's a change, but you can live with it. And 1, 2, 3.
Tonight we offer up this toast to the Scottish poet we love the most. And tonight a special treat for you, not just one speaker, you have two.
Murray, it is quite a pleasure to reflect upon this poet's treasure. We'll hear his words and thus recall the wondrous works he brought us all.
I must say that I do concur. This really is a treat for sure. And I am really quite excited to hear his words so well recited.
Okay, I'll leave first choice to you. Now, just what poem will you do? Perhaps the one about a louse, or maybe one about a mouse?
Well, before I begin to recite, there's just one thing I want to set right. I'll let you off with an excuse. The animal is, in fact, a moose.
Really? I don't know where you get that notion, for when you're on this side of the ocean, a mouse is just a little bigger. A moose, you'll find, is somewhat bigger.
Let's just move on and do the toast. That is what they want the most. So here I am, all set to go. Just ask me what you want to know.
Okay, let's test your knowledge of the poet. I'm pretty sure you just might know it. Here is one you should know well. Who sent poor sinners off to hell?
It seems to me you're being silly. It's just too easy. Holy Willie. O thou who in the heavens dost dwell, wha as it pleases best thyself, sends 8 to heaven and 10 to hell. And no for any good or ill they've done before you.
Okay, I gave you a very easy one. I tossed it out there just for fun. Now let's just see how much challenge you have for me.
All right, my yappy little friend. I might just stump you in the end. Burns wrote one about some pain. Let's hear you speak up again.
Now, I'll admit that stuff for sure, but it's a poem quite obscure. Address to a toothache. My curse upon thy venom stang, thy shoots my tortured gums alang, and through my lungs is many a twang, renewing vengeance.
Very good, I must admit, but I'm really not inclined to quit. So let's say we should carry on and see what challenges come along.
Okay, there's one thing I would like tonight. We'd like to hear you just recite the Burns that you consider best and favor all above the rest.
This poem by Rabbie Burns is called A Bard's Epitaph and is, in actual fact, his own epitaph written by himself. Is there a whim-inspired fool, our fast for thought, our hot for rule, our blake to seek, our proud to snow? Let him draw near, and o'er this grassy heap sing do, and drop a tear. Is there a note of rustic song, who, noteless, steals the crowds along, that weekly this area throng? Oh, pass not by, but with a freighter feeling strong, here, heave a sigh. Is there a man whose judgment clear can others teach the course to steer, yet runs himself life's mad career, wild as the wave? Here pause, and through the starting tear, survey this grave. The poor inhabitant below was quick to learn and wise to know, and keenly felt the friendly glow and softer flame, but thoughtless follies laid him low, and stained his name. Reader, attend. Whether thy soul soars fancy's flights beyond the pole, or darkling grubs this earthly hole, in low pursuit, know prudent caution's self-control is wisdom's root.
Very good. Not bad. There's one poem I cherish most, and it should be learned from coast to coast, for I will say with no hesitation, it helped to start up our fair nation. I'm not going to recite it because it's long. However, it's my favorite. It's called The Address of Beelzebub. I've spoken about it before. It's the poem he wrote about people trying to emigrate to Canada. They were being stopped by a gentleman, the Lord of Glengay. That gentleman of Glengay. So it rings a bit of a bell. He wrote this poem. It was a political satire. It was incredibly successful. And it helped allow these people to leave the country. They came to what is now Stormont, Dundas, and Glengay counties in southern Ontario. They were very successful there. It was the birthplace, actually, of the province of Ontario, the first Premier of Ontario. Coincidentally, his name was MacDonald. He was the first Premier of Ontario. That group formed a militia unit that served in the War of 1812, very successfully. It served again in World War I, and for World War II aficionados, if you look at the list of regiments that came ashore on D-Day, you got on 1, 2, 3, it's the Stormont, Dundas, and Glengay Highlanders, all descendants of those people. So it's a poem that is close to my heart as a bit of a nationalist, and I think it should be one that's learned across the country. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready to do it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, and
We hope you all enjoyed this bout, for Burns is what it's all about.
his works, his words inspire us all
To answer
to this simple call. A
a
toast
toast to the
immortal
immortal
memory
memory of Rabbie Burns.
There you go.
Hey, Burns.
Thank you, sir.
Damn good job.
That was excellent.
There you go.